quick turnaround, for these things. So, you think, Tom, you good?
You guys are quiet.
I know.
Okay.
This is unlike you.
Next question.
Oh yeah, you're right. Tell us about the compromises and sacrifices you, as a parent of your specific children, have made to see your children attend auditions or shoots.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, like we just said, there's been times where, particularly with our day-to-day jobs, we both work full-time. So there's been times where we've had, whether it's projects, meetings, something going on, like within a week or within a couple of days, and we've had to work around fitting their auditions in, whether that's traveling to New York, Delaware, or even Philadelphia itself. We are a little ways outside of the city, and so it does take some advanced planning in order to, to get the logistics straight, in order to get them to their photo shoots, or to get them to auditions, or to go in for pictures, or a meet and greet, but in the end, I think it's definitely been worth it for us, just to see the satisfaction that they get, by being able to be in an industry where they feel comfortable and they're talented enough to be in and excel. So, we sit as proud parents, so we definitely think the sacrifice has been worth it so far.
Absolutely, and just to everything he said, which is very true. I mean, this is definitely an industry that's demanding, and but again, the sacrifices are definitely worth it. When we see, Alana, on TV, or even Tony, in campaigns, it's it was kind of they were born for this, and to be able to, share just that blessing with the world is worth all the sacrifice. It's worth the canceled meetings. It's worth the late nights and, the drives, the 3-hour drives ups and down. I mean, it's definitely worth it. So.
Yep. Ready to move on?
Let's do it.
All right, well,
Drop your phone. Oh, sorry.
That's right. Keep us moving.
question number 7. What other families do you interact with that also have young talent? Do your kids go to school with any other talent? Are you friends with their parents? Perhaps there's a small group of men or women who naturally get together and share audition, acting, modeling, or singing stories?
No, that's not. You're not a parent.
Yeah,
right.
You don't
No, I know you have friends. No, you have a lot of friends. But no, I think what's unique about our family is that coming from New York, New Jersey, and being in the Philadelphia region, we only know the parents that we meet through auditions. So we're not part of a a group or whatever that kind of goes through the challenges and benefits, but it's something that we want to get into, and we want to start exposing to more families in that realm. So which makes it so much more important that we rely and have a supportive system like our families to help us, because we right in our immediate circles and expanding, we don't have parents that have children that are in this industry directly per se. So
right. And the other thing we've tried to do is, we have a lot of friends in the area who have young children around Tony, Ryan, and Alana's ages, and we've also tried to get them exposed to the industry, not force them, but kind of give them information and feedback, and just really high level some of the things that Tony, Ryan, and Alana are involved with. So that's kind of our way of trying to build up our circle here.
Sure.
To try to have more collaboration with other couples who have children around our children's ages. So
definitely something we want to improve upon, but that's it.
I get 2.
Oh,
You get 2.
yes.
Get with the program. Question number 8. If your child could go back in time and get cast in their ideal role/campaign, what role would it be? How do you think they would prepare for the audition? In parentheses, I'm asking us to understand what type of action we will see in the scene work.
Oh, okay. So I would go back for a styling shoot where I had to practice my gymnastics, and I would film it, and since I was doing it outside and how I would prepare, I would practice my poses for like I'm walking down the runway or something. But I also practice my wrist gymnastics, and I'm trying to get my aerial on a Harvard floor. Yeah, I'm so close, and like if I could go back in time, I would keep on working and working, and I know that good things are in store for me. So I know I'm just gonna try my best.
Yeah, she actually beat me to the punch because there's this one Disney show that she watches, whereas these young girls who are in gymnastics and they're flipping all over the place, and that's, you know, I see her there mimicking the moves, and she doesn't know I'm watching her. I'm sitting there watching her. I'm like, wow, you know, either she could mimic what they're doing, or she actually knows what they're doing, you know. But it's pretty, you know, it's pretty awesome to see her sit there and mimic all the moves that they're doing, and even sometimes do the moves before the young girls are moving. So I would definitely say, because I've known her all her life, that it would definitely be a role where gymnastics was involved. So.
And what about you, Tom?
Well, I love playing basketball, so if I could get my ideal role or campaign, it would probably be revolving around basketball. And I mean, preparing for the audition would be easy because
like what's up?
yeah, or some type of video games, because it's another one of my hobbies. So either or, preparing for either of those auditions would be fairly easy because I do have a lot of practice with both of those areas. So
A lot.
Yeah, so
A lot.
And, you know, it's funny because I had both of those picked out for both of them. You know, I was thinking about it. I saw this question. I'm like, wow, okay, why not gymnastics, Tony, video games, you know, sports? Cause,
Seriously.
you know, just kind of knowing them and their tendencies, you know, we know them. We know everything about them. They think that we don't watch them.
you
All right, you want to close us out soon here? What's the next one?
So number 9, when it comes to your child's talent, has it ever made you shed a tear of happiness, joy, disgust, frustration, anger, hope, anxiety, or just plain nerves? Tell us about your relationship with this industry. Is it love, hate? Is it love, hate? Are you overwhelmed with opportunities? Do you struggle to keep your child's spirits high? Is it working out brilliantly and you're considering leaving your PT job to help focus on this full time?
Wow, that's a lot. That's a
lot.
lot packed
So
into that question.
So let's just start. When it comes to your child's talent, has it ever made you shed a tear of what emotion?
Like
Right,
seriously,
so-
yes. I shed a
Let's
tear
make
of
it-
joy.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, especially I recall, you know, with Alana when we saw her on the box of a Barbie box campaign, and like we're literally walking through Target, and I mean we walked through and we looked over to the aisle and like she started screaming. I'm like, what in the world? And sure enough, this little girl's on this Barbie box, and it's like a feeling that I will never forget. Like it was just like, oh my goodness, you know, and it's just so humbling, you know, because we really didn't even know that she was going to be on it. We knew she was going to be on something, but you know, that just had so much joy in my heart to see that, and not so much for me, but her reaction, you know, and seeing it, and you know, I think we garnered like a bunch of people from the Target employees that we were in there, like what the heck happened?
Yeah.
Let's take one for free.
Exactly, that worked out. And you know, for Tony Ryan, when we saw them in front of those like movie screens and photo screens, and you know, being like the face of Gap, it was
Yes.
like,
He was in the newspaper.
yes,
Gap newspaper. But
yes. I mean, it's just
the biggest thing was the Gap competition,
Yeah.
and you know, they flew us out to San Francisco for that, and the point that I felt the proudest was when, you know, they had a car come and pick us up from the airport, and there was this really nice limo, and the limo driver stopped me and said, "Hey, what football team do you play with?" And I'm like, he said, "Do you play for the Raiders? Are you here for practice?" And I started smiling. I said, "No,
we're
I'm
here
here
for
for
our
my
son."
son.
Yes.
You know, we're here for he's a finalist in a Gap he's a finalist for a Gap competition where he was going to be inside of their magazines and on their billboards."
Yeah.
And that's when I felt the proudest of both of them. You know, and my wife pointed out at the time that she felt really proud of Lana, you know, with the Barbie box there. And with Tone, it was the Gap, particularly the Gap competition. Just, you know, knowing that they, you know, they're doing what they like.
absolutely.
And just happy that we decided to get them into this industry.
Yes.
So,
What was the next part of the second part, Lana?
It says, do you struggle to keep your child's spirits high?
That would be a no.
No,
No.
definitely not.
Can
No,
you
that
tell?
we do not.
Can you tell?
No, we honestly we do not. You know, there are times where we do pick them up, but most of the time we do not.
No,
And
I
we
mean
do
this.
not. I mean, we try to.
If you can't tell,
Right.
it's who it's in them. It's you know just happiness and you know joy. Not all the time, but majority of the time, yes.
Right.
Not all the
You know?
time.
Yeah.
What?
We find that they're both pretty self-motivated.
Yes,
So.
absolutely, absolutely.
And it says, is it working out brilliantly and you're considering leaving your PT job to help focus on the
The
full
part-time
time?
job.
I think I mean, brilliantly, I think it's working out in terms of like, you know, just our family dynamic, and we've been able to kind of crack this code of just kind of balancing the best we can with, you know, auditions, also with school. I mean, that's important, obviously, and making sure that they get that, you know, solid education too. So,
Right. And also
you
the
know,
extracurricular activities that they're
Yeah.
involved with. So, you know, we want them to be
Well-rounded,
well-balanced and not
yes.
well-balanced, you know, well-rounded and not kind of dominated by one thing, but have, you know, a
Absolutely.
variety of things where they can learn and grow. You know,
Yes.
so they can be, you know, well-rounded
Yes.
individuals growing up. So,
And yeah, I mean, I think that's like the goal of most parents, right? Is to
Right.
you know kind of raise their children to be those well balanced kids, and you know we want them exposure to many different things. And I think this industry just opens just another kind of just look into you know helping them grow into these individuals because they have that different outlook and insight from those things.
Right.
So.
I saw you did have a child.
Okay. So,
All right.
how does your
This is
child...
this is a fun question.
Yeah.
Last final question. Wow, look at that.
What was that?
Yes.
Okay, how does your child handle rejection? How do you know?
Oh, well, we know by personal experience.
Yeah.
I remember one time, I believe Lana was going for one of the clothing lines. She was going to audition for a clothing line, and you know they were really enamored with her.